All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we are jumping headfirst into the latest chapter of Boruto-Two-Blue-Vortex, which just kicked off a brand new, super dangerous hunt, and wow, it completely flips the script on us. Okay, let's just dive right in, because this chapter wastes absolutely zero time. I mean, it drops a massive curveball right at the gates of Konoha. So, the fragile peace the village had, yeah, that's shattered. Two mysterious figures just walk in, and one of them is a dead ringer for Sasuke Uchiha. I mean, can you imagine? His own daughter, Sarada, is just staring, completely stunned.
So of course this just raises a million questions right off the bat. Is that really Sasuke? Some kind of clone? An imposter? And what in the world do they want? Well, luckily, Boruto has some of the answers, and they are absolutely terrifying.
Okay, so to really get what's going on with this new threat, we gotta rewind just a little bit. We need to look at this super important conversation that happens earlier between Boruto and Shikamaru, who's acting as Hokage right now.
Boruto lays out this chilling truth. You know those monstrous claw-grime creatures? Well, they're evolving. They're not just mindless drones anymore. Nope, they're a new form of the Ten Tails. You remember? The planet-killing beast from the Great Ninja War? And this time, they can think for themselves.
He actually calls them divine trees. They're now fully sentient beings, and their goal is horrifyingly simple. Consume key people, absorb every last bit of life on the planet, and then evolve even further by growing a giant chakra fruit.
So here's the crucial part, the really twisted bit. These new villains, they are walking, talking, twisted reflections of people who've already been absorbed by the Ten Tails. The Sasuke clone's name is Hidari, and they have come to Konoha for a very specific reason, to hunt down their main targets.
But you know, this chapter isn't just about giant monsters threatening the planet. As that's all looming, the story shifts and finds its real emotional heart in this quiet, really philosophical conversation that actually gives the chapter its title, Pointless Matter.
So we cut to Mitsuki, and man, he is really struggling. He's trying to figure out his devotion to the person he thinks of as his son. Now, thanks to Ida's reality-bending powers, he thinks that's Kawaki, but you can tell his heart still kind of remembers it's supposed to be Boruto.
He just opens up to Ida, you know? He's questioning his entire being. Are these intense feelings he has real, or are they just part of his programming because he's an artificial human? It's this huge existential crisis that really gets to the core of what this series is all about, identity and free will.
And right here, this is where Mitsuki has a major breakthrough. He realizes that constantly questioning where his feelings come from is, well, it's pointless. The real fear isn't that his feelings might be fake, it's that he might lose them entirely and lose sight of his whole purpose.
He basically concludes that trying to figure out where the feelings come from is a pointless matter. And boom, there's the chapter title. This is such a huge step for his character. He's deciding to trust what he feels, not what he's been told he is or what he should be.
And of course, just as Mitsuki is having this moment of profound clarity, all hell breaks loose back in the village.
So meanwhile, you've got Kawaki, who's still got total tunnel vision on his mission to kill Boruto. But while he's hunting him down, he gets word of the intruders at the main gate, and he immediately changes course to go deal with this new threat himself. And he does not hesitate for a second. Kawaki launches a full-on surprise attack, hitting Hidari with what should have been a totally devastating blow. But the new guy seems completely unfazed. This moment right here just perfectly illustrates the insane power gap we're talking about. Kawaki uses one of his signature moves, Sukuna Hikona, to shrink Hidari's attacks, but Hidari just effortlessly counters it, using his own bizarre ability to trap and just completely overpower Kawaki.
The fight is short, it's brutal, and it's totally one-sided. Kawaki lands another direct hit that sends Hidari flying, but he just gets up without a single scratch. This shows us that these new Divine Tree villains are on a whole other level.
So after just swatting away one of the most powerful people in the entire village like he's nothing, the intruders finally turn their attention to what they really came for, finding Uzumaki Naruto.
One of them suddenly senses this massive chakra signature nearby. He identifies it as a Jinchuriki, a host of a tailed beast. So they think, aha, we found him. They think they've found Naruto, their #1 target, and they head straight for him.
But when they close in, the person they find isn't Naruto, not at all. It's his daughter, Himawari, just standing there, completely unaware of the danger she's in and looking just as confused as they are.
And this is the exact moment the chapter leaves us on. The villains are just staring at this young girl, totally confused, trying to figure out why this immense chakra signature they're sensing is coming from her.
And that question, that right there is a potential game changer for the entire series. What is the real nature of Hamawari's power? And how has Naruto's sweet little girl suddenly become the most important and probably the most endangered person in the entire world?